All right, man. GNX came out. Um, how we reviewing it? How we looking at it? Was it good? Was it worth the hype? Was it average? Was it above average? Was it fantastic? Was it one of his greatest albums? Was it one of his worst albums? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm gonna give y'all my thoughts on it. Before anything, disclaimer. I really don't care how you think, but I'm going to give GNX. I'm not gonna give it a 1 through 10 rating and all that extra shit, the stereotypical shit. I like to judge people music based off their music. So when we go through Kendrick Lamar's discography, I wanna do K. Dot justice. I don't want to be rude and be a weirdo like everybody else. Yes, I'm on my Spotify, so y'all know how I get down. I am a Spotify supporter and streamer. I'm probably a part of that lawsuit, but we're gonna talk about that at a different time. They ain't have to force me to listen to that. I was gonna do that anyway, so it didn't really matter. But all right, so this is Kendrick's discography right here. All right, overly dedicated and Section 80. For the sake of this conversation, I do not count neither one of those. Both of those are more of mixtapes, kinda before the major deal. Trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? I give it that. All right. So if I'm ranking Kendrick Lamar albums, it's very hard, and the Black Panther album is not added. If I have to rank GNX, which is a really really good album, but I have to hold it up against his other albums, that is true. That is a 100% fact. So I'm going to go from what I think is the best to the worst. Even though I think all his albums are good, but I got to go from the best to the worst. So to me, Kendrick Lamar's best album is Damn. To the general consumption, they gonna say Damn. Like Damn is the album. Damn is when he reached his peak, where to me he became the number one album. I mean, the number one rapper in the world. To others, they still had Drake up there. Some people argue J. Cole. You know what I'm saying? But this is the moment when he took it for me, and it was like, yo, there's no competing. It's him, and then everybody else playing catch up. So then after we get Damn, that's number one. I think that's his best album. His second best album to me is To Pimp a Butterfly. I understand that To Pimp a Butterfly is not a replayable album like most albums are. When you hear them, I understand that. I understand some people might not like the subject matter. I understand some people might not like what he's talking about, the topics driven on the album, but this used to be my favorite Kendrick album for many, 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 many years until I realized how much I relate to Damn in its entirety. So it goes Damn, To Pimp a Butterfly, and Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. So I know y'all like, yo, you bugging. Like, where's Good Kid, Mad City? Listen to me and hear me out. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers is fairly new still because all these other albums, other than GNX, we have 5+ years of replaying it, and replaying it. But the subject matters that is on Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I like that in my artists. I like my artists to be vulnerable, and no album is more out there than this one. Speaking on cheating, speaking on stepping out, speaking on becoming a father, speaking on problems that his mother had and how his mother and them they projected the issues onto him because of what they went through with the family. Like stuff like that really sits with me. And I really resonate with it. Like, and I really understand like the balance and like Father Time, how the whole time you feel like he's talking bad about his father, but the daddy issues that he really has is trying to live up to what his father meant to him. He wants to mean that plus more to his children, and that's why he struggles with daddy issues. Like it's a lot on this album that I really really connect with. Savior, which is literally going on with him right now with his battle with Drake, is every time something happens, the Drake fans go, "Oh, what about Kendrick? Oh, where Kendrick at? Oh, Kendrick ain't saying nothing. Oh, what Kendrick doing? Oh, Kendrick this and Kendrick that." He literally has a song called Savior to explain that to you or whatever. Auntie Diaries it's another one for people who've been through that and people who struggle with that. I know people personally who deal with that. Know what I mean, I'm a man identifying as a woman. I'm a woman that want to identify as a man. I get that, Mr. Morale, Mama, Mother, I'm sober. That's the song Drake references in the diss track about Kendrick being molested, but Kendrick was never molested. We're gonna get into that a little later. But that's why Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers sit so higher. Now, Good Kid, Mad City will be next, and I'm gonna use the minivan. Good Kid, Mad City will be ranked to me his fourth best album only because the nostalgia of Good Kid, Mad City, and that's when people became Kendrick fans before he had people turn on him for whatever reason. Because I don't get how a man who never do interviews or a man who never speaks or a man of few words can get people to turn on him by not talking. But you know, it's a different conversation for a different day. I'm not here to argue, y'all. If y'all feel that way, y'all feel that way. That's on y'all, not me. But Good Kid, Mad City will be fourth for me or whatever. I think it's really, really good. But when I go back to this album, this might be the one Kendrick album I don't listen to the most in its totality because um the the hit records overpower the overall story. But then if you got the deep cuts, it overpowers. Like I'm just like, yo, it's really, really good, but it's like I'm never really in the mood to listen to it, if that make any sense. Like I'm always in the mood to listen to certain songs, and trust me, it is because we wore it out. Like we wore it out. Like you go to legendary albums like The Chronic, you go to legendary albums like Doggy Style, you go to legendary albums like Good Kid, Mad City. I mean, not Good Kid, Mad City. My bad. Ha. When you say legendary albums like Get Rich or Die Trying, this one feels worn out to me because I was born in '89. So when The Chronic came out, when Illmatic came out, I was still young. So I wasn't there for the craze. I wasn't there for the craze of Biggie. I was a kid. I was there for Biggie and Pac and all of them, but I was a child. So for me, those albums aren't worn out. I was up kicking it and chilling in 2012. So I've been here for the release of that. It came out in 2012. The first time I sat down and gave it a listen was 2013. And I've been listening to that album since 2013. It's about to be 12 years. It's about to be 12 years. It's the longest reigning album to ever be on Billboard in the history of music. It's like, yo, that's 12 years. Like, I'm fatigued from this. And I can admit that. Do I still like when he performed the songs, Money Trees and all that? Yes. I love when he live performs these records, but I'm just never in the mood to hear it. That's just it. I'm just never in the mood to hear it. Now, GNX comes next. Now, let me tell y'all how I feel about GNX. So, GNX is tricky. Disclaimer, I hope Kendrick never does this again. Like, I pray he never makes an album like this again. This album is kind of exactly what's wrong with the music industry. And I know, and that's nothing bad because listen to me when I tell y'all, I am a Kendrick fanatic. Like, fanatic. But I can say, when I'm in the mood for that raw shit, like Peekaboo, Squabble Up, the intro, Turn This TV Off, when I put those on, I'm not in the mood for the Heart Six. I'm not in the mood for Luther. I'm not in the mood for any of that stuff. This is the first album Kendrick had that it's hard for me to listen to in its entirety in one shot because it's so many, and it's not a bad thing, but it's so many mood changes. Like it's so many mood changes that like you vibing, like whacked out murals come on first, you vibing. Then they go to squabble up, you vibing. And then you go here and it's really a vibe. Then you go here and they get a little bit more vibish. Then we go back to California. Then we go back to California. Then we go back to California. Then we vibing. Then we go back to California. Then we vibing. Then we go full California. Then we vibing. And it kind of throws me off. Like, I'm not saying it's bad. It's not bad at all. I'm just saying this is the first album he has that has two different feelings on it. So, yo, you want to feel this way? I have songs for that. If you want to feel this way, I have songs for that. But the full mood of, yo, I want to hit it straight through, it's never there because what I'm used to with Kendrick is the conscious music that goes in and out and it flows like a movie or a book or some poetry. This one kind of flows like your favorite gangster film. If you get what I'm trying to say. Like it flows like, you know how you watch them gangster movies and they come on and they start with a street scene. They be like, yo, what's up, cuz? Bow, 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 bow. And then the next scene be like, I was in church and the man spoke to me. And it's like, yo. It just started off wild. Then you gave me 10 minutes of let's mellow it out. And then you brought me back to the action and the street element. So with me, GNX is phenomenal and there's a great body of work. It's an amazing body of work. But at the same time, I feel like I'm probably using the wrong word when I say this. It feels convoluted. Cause it's like, yo, the switch from TV off to Dodger Blue, cool. Sun go right in the peekaboo and then want you to get into the Heart Part 6. And it's just like that like it's up and down. So it's like, I expect all intros to be hard. And it's just like, he just wanted to put on for the West Coast, get them something to cheer for. It's not really for us. It's not really, well, I'm from the East, I'm on the East Coast. So when I say not for us, I'm trying to say if you're not a fan of West Side music, then you're not a fan of the California tracks, which is a lot of people's problems who do complain. I'm trying to throw them out, okay? I'm trying to understand what they don't like about it. But the only thing I do not like about it is that it doesn't flow like a naturally gifted Kendrick Lamar tape. Like it doesn't gift to you like his other albums do. And I understand he in war mode, he in that time frame. Fuck it, it's up. You tried my hand, you pussy motherfucker. You a bitch ass nigga. I got it, Kenny. But to me, this is in the bottom of his discography. It's not better than any of the big four, and it's not moving any of the big four around. But nonetheless, it's still good because I don't think Kendrick has a bad album. And then we got Untitled. And, Untitled is just a bunch of unfinished songs that never made the cut for To Pimp a Butterfly. So it's hard to even, you can't even rank this. Like, it's like listening to Untitled is like listening to Behind the Scenes, like BTS. This might be the first ever BTS rap album. Like, this is what it's like being in the studio with me. And if you like that kind of stuff, which I do, if you like that kind of stuff, it's dope. It's like the documentary to Pimp a Butterfly. But that's why I rank GNX, another very good album, another very solid album. And I believe this is not his last album. I believe there's a new album on the horizon. And I believe he's going to give us the most work he's given us in a long time. But I need the fans to be sure to understand that there's a chance after he burn us out with all his music, he gonna bounce for a minute. He's gonna bounce and he's gonna take a break because Kendrick work ethic is extremely high. But Kendrick is a man that's quality over quantity. So you would get more quality than you get quantity. And as long as it's good quality, I don't care how long it take you to give it to me. Pause. As long as it's quality, it doesn't matter to me. But that's my take on GNX. Good album. You should go listen to it. You should go check it out. And I feel like that's how it holds up against his other discographies. Give me a like, follow, share, subscribe. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Give me a thumb down if you don't. I don't care which one you give me as long as you interact with it. Interact in it, make the channel grow. We have new podcast episodes out now. I hope you all enjoy and have a blessed holiday week.